Tushar, let me come to you. The past year has been all about thinking out of the box and using ITS to transform business practices. We're seeing more AI automation themes emerge. Having led several critical business transformation programs for global consumers, what have been your key learnings and how do you say picture the workplace of the future, the interaction between the business and customer of the future?
Earlier,
Hmm.
digital was a wow factor, right? I mean, everybody talked about it, and really hardly a few people knew what they want to do with it. But this
Hmm.
last 1.5 year, the kind of conversation shift that has happened and that I'm personally experiencing with my customer is mind-boggling, right?
Hmm.
I mean, to give you some simple aspects, right? Uh, See, the way I look at it is the key factors that has changed for us, right? And I'm going to name just three, right? But these are the three, in my view, that really encapsulates, how the change has happened in the industry. The first biggest change that I'm seeing is adapting and agility in the industry, and I'm not talking about the agile way of working, which we always talked about for probably the last decade. I'm really talking about how businesses are now coming up and talking about things that they never talked about, right? A simple
Hmm.
example, if I were to give, was for me in my conversations with the customer about 2 years back, asking somebody to work remote was a taboo, right? You had security protocols and customers through jargons at you, which really threw you off the block. But today, it is a part of life, right? You cannot even think of having a solution in place, any process solution in place, which doesn't
Hmm.
encapsulate remote working, right? It's part and parcel of the game. What is also happening on the business side that we are seeing in terms of adaptability is, like, for example, if I were to give you one example for one of our clients very recently, now we
Hmm.
are working on an AR/VR model for their factory shop floor.
Hmm.
Given that not many people can go into the factory, not many trainees can go into the factory and start operating critical machines. What we are doing is we are building models using AR/VR technology where they can learn to adapt and start using these machines from home. Right now, this was something that would have probably wowed somebody a couple of years back and said that, hey, it's a fancy thing to do. But I think
Hmm.
it's going to be a reality of the game going forward, right? It's no longer going to be fancy; it's going to be mainstream, right? The second thing is the catalyst for digitization, right? See, I am personally seeing my clients, the way they are moving towards cloud adoption, towards AI/ML. AI/ML again is no longer something that we talked about, we discussed. AI/ML is slowly going to become mainstream. Automation, right? Automation is
Hmm.
another great area where I am seeing customers spending a lot of money. We are investing as a firm. I'm sure all the IT companies in India are investing heavily on building an automation workforce, right? So this is a catalyst for digitization. It is a catalyst for digitization, not just from a business perspective, but also from the way we provide services to our customers.